Well, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to the United Regional Chamber of Commerce's weekly update. We try to bring you on some interesting guests from different subjects from around the area, and hopefully you like some of the shows that we have. Some are informative, some we have a little bit of fun with, but mainly it's to share information. And today, I'm very pleased to bring on Dr. Andrew Fisher. He is the Vice President of Academic Affairs at Bristol Community College at our great location there in Attleboro. And today we're going to talk a little bit about MassReconnect, the new program that has come out from the state of Massachusetts, Governor Healy, and being put through Bristol Community College. But first, welcome, Andrew.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Tell us a little bit about you first.
All right. Sounds great. Well, like was mentioned, my name is Andrew Fisher. I serve as Academic Vice President. That means I'm the Chief Academic Officer for the institution. And I'm happy to be here. I've been on the job here about 3 months, moving and transitioning from New Hampshire previously, and then in Texas before that, where I had opportunity to serve as academic officer at multiple community colleges. So very glad to be here, glad to be a part of the community, glad to get to know everybody, and very grateful for the warm welcome that I've received since I've been here.
Well, we kind of like Bristol Community College. They do such a great job for all the folks in our area. And now this is an awesome opportunity for anybody over the age of 25. But I'm going to let you tell us about MassReconnect.
Yeah, you're right. It's a fantastic opportunity. So like you had mentioned, the governor had put together a package and opportunity to support adult students who were both returning to institutions, but also wanted to start at community colleges. To get some career advancement, to get some certifications, to get the training that they need in order to find better employment and more stable employment. And this is born out of an idea that's been kicking around for a little while and is a platform upon which he ran, and very grateful that it was able to push through the legal system and also legislative system for adoption. And the gist of it is basically this, is that any Massachusetts resident who's been living here for longer than a year, who's over the age of 25 and doesn't previously have a degree already, is welcome to join us at Bristol Community College or at any community college in the state, free of charge, in an effort to help provide credentials and education for the next workforce.
Well, that's one of the things that we're struggling with all over the state is a workforce and, trying to bring in the qualified individuals. So when this program was announced, I know that a lot of employers were very excited because hopefully we can fill a lot of these empty jobs. And as time moves forward, there'll be more skilled workers available for the workforce. So tell us, who is eligible for this program?
Right. So beyond being a Mass resident and being over the age of 25 and also having a degree, if you file the federal financial aid application, so the program itself is built on a last dollar program. And so what that basically means is that you file for federal financial aid. And if you receive any Pell Grants or any support through regular financial aid system, that gets applied. And then if there's a gap in funding, then MassReconnect fills that gap. It also provides opportunities to pay for books, a handful of other things as well, and really with effort to try to alleviate as much stress as possible that may be on financial stress as possible that may be pressing on a student as they try to navigate what it means to be an adult and also a student in pursuit of a credential. So it's a really great opportunity. I would encourage anybody who may even be remotely interested to reach out in the area to us on the Attleboro campus or even on the main campus as well, to ask more questions about whether or not they would be eligible, and then also what the process is in order to navigate the system. Truly, it's a blessing, and it's a blessing that we need to have the opportunity to take advantage of. So share the news with your neighbors, share them with your friends at church, share it in your community so that everybody knows that this wonderful program is out there. About the worst thing that can be done is to have this amazing program and let it sit dormant. So let's put it to work for folks who stand in need.
Well, and one of the things that I've found, and I've been fortunate enough to deal with Bristol Community College for many, many years now, is, folks, if you have a question, pick up the phone, give them a call. Don't be afraid to do that. folks up in my age bracket, you might be a little bit of afraid to go back to school or think you can't learn, a new skill or program. Just call Bristol Community College. Talk to the staff over there. No one's going to beat you up. No one's going to try to intimidate you. They're going to make you feel comfortable. They're going to answer any of the questions you have. And then they're going to talk about, well, I'm going to let you, what are the first steps if somebody wants to do this?
Yeah, and I can attest, nobody's going to beat you up if you come to our campus. We want you here. We love you. We want you to be a part of the institution. And so we'll welcome you with warm arms and then give you something cold to drink, especially on a day like today.
Yeah.
But yeah, so probably the best first steps would be to come and talk to somebody at Bristol Community College, because we can help you navigate the process. The process is there's some things that are involved. You have to apply for federal financial aid through the FAFSA. And then when you apply for that federal financial aid, they determine what your financial aid eligibility is at the federal level. And then if there's any gaps, then MassReconnect will fill in those gaps. But there's opportunities as well that you would have if you came to campus. You'd be able to sit with an advisor. An advisor would be able to talk to you about what career plans you may have, help match those career plans with degree programming that's out there. You'd find not only a friend in the institution, but also a support system, because you would find it and learn more about both our library services, our community-based services, our services that support adult learners who are re-engaging with institutions or starting fresh with us. You learn quite a bit about the whole suite of services that we've put in place in order to support students. Because coming to college is not simply just paying tuition and showing up and taking classes. You're part of a community, which is why we're considered a community college.
Well, just to step away from that for a second, obviously you've only been there a short time at the college. You've come from out of state. What's impressed you the most about Bristol Community College?
I think first and foremost is the warmth of the folks that I get to work with, right? So surrounded by a whole host of very talented colleagues and professionals, right? And so that's for sure is number one. Number two, what's impressed me is the sheer number of opportunities at the institution. It's been pretty neat because we have campuses not just in Attleboro and not just in Fall River, but also in New Bedford and also in Taunton. And as I've gotten to know those communities, I see nothing but opportunities everywhere. And in fact, that's what led to this relationship that we have, is just in pursuit of the many opportunities that are out there. And so for Bristol Community College, our goal is going to be to be able to provide opportunities for students, but also to connect the institution to these external opportunities that are out there. And so that's community-based, that's employment-based. It's been really amazing to be able to get to know the communities and to be able to identify all the wonderful opportunities that are out there. In fact, I think the hardest part of the job for the next year, 2 years, or maybe even 5 years is going to be figuring out how to navigate which of all these amazing opportunities should rise to the surface and be priorities numbers 1, 2, and 3. So you're tremendously blessed, and I know you know this already. Tremendously blessed to be able to live in this community, in this environment, in this part of the Commonwealth.
Well, I as I mentioned, I've been affiliated with the college for a long time. I don't live that far from the Attleboro campus, but anytime that I've reached out for some help for different companies, that needed, for instance, one of our largest members, the casino, they needed help with English as a second language. Your folks jumped right in and took care of them right away. We've referred an awful lot of people over to the college because you are a family. You are a community organization that is truly interested in moving all of our communities, because I work with my counterparts out of New Bedford, Fall River, and Taunton that all do stuff with the college. You're very involved with all of the chambers as well as most of the businesses in the area. You still offer classes if you had to go to the companies and hold them on. So there's so much flexibility and such a variety of courses and classes and skills that Bristol Community College shares with us. But other than employment, tell me what else you like about the college.
So I think one of the interesting things to build a little bit on this sense of family and sense of community is that I don't know the exact number of longevity for employees here at Bristol, but I can tell you that it's a lot, right? That the employees that we have at this institution have been here for a long time. And that is a tremendous blessing and also a tremendous benefit because not only are these folks who work for Bristol College supportive of the mission of the institution, this is why they work here, but these are your community leaders as well. These are your t-ball teachers or t-ball coaches. These are your Sunday school teachers. These are your civic leaders who volunteer on different service organizations, boards of directors, PTO, right? Bristol really is the heartbeat of this community. And you see that in our mission. You see that in the solutions, as you had mentioned. Very happy to provide support and services wherever they're needed. We see ourselves as problem solvers and community builders. And so it's really neat. It's really neat to be a part of a service-based organization that is so dedicated to the mission that we ascribe to and that we've built and that we've created. So just super happy to be a part of that.
Well, we're really glad that you're part of it. And I know us as an organization, we're glad to partner with you all the time. So let's circle back a little bit to the Reconnect. Is there any time limit? You can only apply until, September 10th or something like that. I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's a great question. So the program was just barely authorized. So we knew that it was going to be signed, that the budget was going to be signed. It was just a matter of when. But we were looking at each other, waiting for that to happen, right? Ready to execute and ready to go. We had built solutions and program offerings for adult learners who would take advantage of this opportunity many months before in preparation. And so once the ink was on paper, before it was even dry, we were off and running to the races, right? To try to get as many students as possible into the institution this fall to be able to take advantage of this opportunity. But what's been interesting is because we all find out at the speed of just knowing, not everybody knew that this program existed immediately. And so it's taken some time for us to be able to connect with community members. And so we're seeing more and more that the interest in the program is growing and is growing closer and closer to the beginning of the semester. We started our fall semester just this last Tuesday. But that doesn't mean that that's the end of the program, or somebody has to wait for another year before they're eligible to be able to participate in MassReconnect. We have program offerings that happen in a flex term. So we've got another term that's starting in another couple weeks. We also have other courses that are available scattered throughout the semester, and then into the spring as well. Right. And so as those who are eligible to take advantage of the opportunity are ready, willing, and are able, then we can provide opportunities for them to engage in the program. So just because classes started on Tuesday, that doesn't mean that we're done. We're still very much going and pressing forward. So come on, there's still plenty of time and plenty of room.
Well, and we're hoping, we've seen a couple of things on social media. Hopefully this show will get the word out a little bit here more locally here in the Attleboro area. We do share it on a bunch of social media posts as well. But folks, we really encourage you to share this information with your friends, with your family, coworkers, anybody that you think could benefit. They're over the age of 25 and they're going to get some extra skills, some extra knowledge out of the great instructors and the folks over there at Bristol Community College. So, Andrew, again, he doesn't like to be called Dr. Andrew Fisher, but not that I would pick on everybody. But Dr. Fisher, can you get any final words for us?
Yeah, open invitation, just to reiterate. If you could share the information, like Jack mentioned, if you could let somebody know that this resource exists, then they're going to be more likely to be able to participate in the program strictly by virtue of the knowing. of knowing about it. We know that we're small communities. We know that word spreads pretty quickly when it comes by word of mouth. Social media is great and it's wonderful, and web pages are great and wonderful, and news is great and wonderful, and all of those things. But we also know that the word of mouth is the best way to get information out. So if you know somebody who's 25 or older and you think they may benefit from this, even if it's a friend of a friend, tell them. Let them know about the program. And you don't need to know all the details of the program to be able to tell that individual. You can just simply say, Bristol has this thing going on, and let me connect you with them, or go on their website and find out more about MassReconnect. I think that this movement that's been put in place by the governor is going to be transformative for not just the region, but for the entire state. And I'm consider myself lucky and very happy to be able to be a part of it.
Well, awesome. Andrew, thank you very much for taking the time for coming on today. Folks, I hope that you can pass this word out, because it's a very important program that could benefit an awful lot of people. Big thank you to James Friedman and his team over there at AACS, who put up with me every week. And hopefully we will see you again next week. Everybody, please stay safe.
Thanks.